I think I'm happy that we
didn't have to.
We didn't have to. Yeah.
Alejandro came to us with the idea, and so he had the initial seed for it. So when he brought it to us, we never had to sell the idea to anybody. We just started creating it together. So we fortunately avoided that one stage of having to pitch it.
It's not just about one thing, like it's not just one thing. We can say that basically it's about the struggle of a guy against his ego. And we try to, even though the character is an actor and he's trying to impose himself to the public again, we try to think about that as something that every man struggles against.
I think that it has some dark humor, but it should be for everybody. No?
I think the audience is broad. There are many themes, so we hope it can apply to a variety of audiences. No specific group, adults as well as young people. It has themes, I think, that apply to everybody. So.
Yeah, and also the movie, it's not a difficult movie that you need to start thinking and breaking your brain to understand it. Like, of course, it has a lot of layers. That you can, many people can see some stuff and other, but the film is not a difficult film in a way. No, it's a very popular film in a way.
It's for kids.
Well, Alejandro was part of the writing process, so we changed together, all of us. But yes, because of the way it's shot. We have to have a continuous dialogue, so in places where tempo and pace needed to be adapted for, we would have to rewrite and go in. It took a long time to settle on the story we were finally going to tell.
Once we had the draft and Alejandro began working on the camera movements,
choreography,
then we have to sort of rewrite a lot of things to adapt to the tempos of the camera.
There wasn't going to be an editing, so that's why, sometimes
we have to
go faster or shorter, or it wasn't.
Yeah, there was no room to play.
He needed a very
edits.
precise screenplay.
Well,
no, we wrote it beforehand, but adjusted constantly throughout it because he and Chivo and Manuel Levetsky had a choreography in place. So there are times it needed to be more legato and times it needed to be more staccato, and we had to adjust the script in that way. But the form of the script was already existing. Well, we had to be on set because of the very reason we said in the last answer, which was it took adjustment sometimes. So we had to be in the moment saying, okay, how do we change this or do that? So yeah, we all spent some time on set.
We tried to write a comedy and we failed.
Again, Alejandro had an idea that it would be a dark comedy. And we experimented with a lot of forms of comedy. It was very broad in the beginning drafts and then became more and more sort of subtle, and now it's sort of a drama with a comedy with drama. There's no specific tone. When you see the film, you'll know it's a very odd tone that can go from laughter to pathos very quickly.
Every step was a discovery. It was like a huge question mark that we have to solve or something.
So also the interpretation of the actors could change the tone too, no? It's not about just the... So sometimes he could play there and make it maybe try to jokes that they weren't written, but yes, in the acting, or sometimes some jokes that they were more precise.
In its DNA, it was always a dark comedy. It was always meant to be sort of a little bit satirical, a dark comedy, but a character comedy, so that we could find the emotion in the third act. But it was always meant to be a comedy. Yeah.
I don't know. In Argentina,
I think that sometimes for the releasing of a movie, they show more about, I don't know, the actors or the directors. Like they use us as a weapon to sell. No more than what is important for real, but because if you know what is important, the story is the most important thing.
The writer in Argentina is very, very respected, but of course when it's about this, it's more about the writer is like a dark figure in the corner always.
I don't think it's any different than Hollywood or Los Angeles. You're part of the process at the beginning, and then writers aren't generally meant to be in front of a camera, even now. For sure. I mean, it's great to have it because to have your agents and to have a writers guild, or in the case of a theater, a dramatist guild, is very important because people will take advantage and you want to be protected, and because you are in the background. An actor can leverage his fame against the contract, but a writer can get used up very easily. So I think the guild is an incredibly important thing.
And more in places like Hollywood, that the film goes to so many places and it's used in such a lot of different ways. I think that is great now that there to have protection in a way, no? But maybe, I don't know, in a smaller movie in Argentina, you don't have so much places to win your money or to have your little battles to, I don't know, to have your name in a place. But yes, when it becomes a bigger movie, there is a lot of little letters in the contracts, and that is great to have somebody behind.
Some protection, yeah. Thank you, and to the Writers Guild Italia, and good luck.